Now, here's Chief Meteorologist Tony Petrarca with your live Pinpoint Doppler 12 Futurecast.
We'll feel pretty confident about several aspects of this upcoming storm. One is heavy rain, very strong winds, especially along the coastline, and the ocean impacts that come with the nor'easter, beach erosion, large waves, some coastal flooding, some worse than others. The real wild card in this is that when the rain eventually switches over to a wet snow across northern suburbs, just how much will fall. That's one thing we're going to try to iron out over the next 12 to 18 hours. We have all day tomorrow to kind of reanalyze new information. So let's walk you through it. It's quiet outside right now in downtown Providence. Had a couple of light showers and sprinkles pass through, but essentially cool and dry. Temps are in the mid 40s, including 46 in Providence and 43 in Newport. Made it to 58 degrees this afternoon, and we'll do the same again for tomorrow. Threat tracker now through Thursday is low. It's really not until well after midnight towards daybreak Friday and into Saturday morning. We'll more than likely need a pinpoint weather alert during this time period with the combination of the rain, the wind, the ocean concerns, and eventually some wet snow. A couple of light showers and sprinkles passing through right now, but mainly dry. A number of players that are coming together across the country to eventually form our nor'easter off our coastline by Friday, and you can see some of the moisture across the south that'll get infused into the storm system, and the net result will be a strong storm near our coastal waters. Now for tomorrow morning, no problems. Partly sunny, cool, dry start. Looking at temperatures starting off in the 40s, and then during the afternoon, once again, unseasonably warm or mild for this time of year, topping out in the upper 50s, maybe briefly near 60 with sunshine giving way to increasing clouds. By 5 o'clock, the temperature cooling off to 56. All right, set the stage for Friday. Here's our coastal storm, our nor'easter south of New England with a windswept heavy rain, strong winds, but the higher elevations to the north and west, it's some wet snow, and eventually some of this wet snow will get involved into our area later Friday afternoon and Friday evening, especially in our northern suburbs. I'll show you that in just a second. But coastal concerns, obviously, with a storm like this, by far the worst of the coastal impacts in this red zone from Boston down through Plymouth, Situate, the Cape, and the islands, with really major flooding and major concerns here. As far as our own coastline, which includes Narragansett Bay and Buzzards Bay, this area is shaded in yellow. Minor to moderate flooding is possible, especially during the times of high tide. Those high tide cycles, there'll be multiple high tide cycles, so that coastal flooding, large waves, and even some beach erosion. Even though the Rhode Island coastline doesn't have severe flooding like east coastal Massachusetts, our coastal waters will be very, very stormy. And again, it's really east coastal Massachusetts, meaning Gloucester out towards Boston and Situate, right in this red zone along the immediate coastline, Cape Cod Bay, Dennis, Provincetown, the Cape, the lower Cape, Nantucket. Major flooding to the point where we may be dealing with damage to buildings and homes and structural damage, the kind of flooding that you get in a tropical storm or even a minimal hurricane. This is a very serious situation, again, for east coastal Massachusetts. Wind speeds along our coastline, 55 to 65 mile-an-hour gusts on Friday and Saturday, 45 to 55 inland, over 65 miles per hour out across the outer Cape and the islands. And again, power outages possible and winds like that. Rain and strong wind is a guarantee here. Moderate coastal flooding, at least for Rhode Island, worse out towards east coastal Mass. And this is the real wild card here, the wet snow potential. It does change to wet snow. The magnitude of this remains uncertain, but certainly the better chances in the high elevations of northwest Rhode Island. Have to watch this very closely. And again, check back with us tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon to see what kind of potential accumulations may occur in our northern suburbs. There's your stormy weather for Friday into early Saturday. Drying out Saturday afternoon, dry and cool on Sunday with a temperature at 42. Probably one of the more complex storms of the entire season as far as the variety of weather in certain locations.
All right. Thank you, Tony.